In the Whispering Woods. Let's eat our food and then we can start searching the campsite, Rachel suggested. The goblins continued to greedily gobble their dinner. Still grumbling about the missing sunbeam dust, Rachel and Kirsty finished eating, but before they had a chance to start their search, Peter called all the kids together. Since the sun hasn't set yet, we can stay up a little later and play a game, he announced. The kids cheered. How about hide and seek in the Whispering Woods? He pointed to the forest at the edge of the campsite. Perfect, Rachel murmured to Kirsty. We'll be able to hunt for Ava's bag while we play, and no one will guess what we're up to. Now go and hide. Peter covered his eyes and started counting. 1, 2, 3. Rachel, Kirsty, and the others ran toward the Whispering Woods. Kirsty glanced back and saw that the two goblins were still at the picnic table, stuffing themselves with food. At least the goblins won't be looking for the bag yet, she told Rachel. They're too busy eating. Once the girls were in the woods, Ava peeked out of Rachel's pocket. She checked that there was no one around, and then she flew out. Great job spotting those goblins, girls, Ava cried. I know my bag of sunbeam dust is very close by. We have to find it. Quickly, Ava, Rachel, and Kirsty began to search around the trees. Suddenly, they heard Peter shout, Ready or not, here I come. Kirsty looked worried. We'd better hide, she said. If Peter finds us, we'll be out of the game and we'll have to go back to camp before we've really searched the woods well. Kirsty and Rachel hurried towards a large, thick bush. As they reached it, Ava suddenly gave a squeal of surprise. There's already someone hiding there, she whispered, diving out of sight behind Kirsty's hair. Rachel and Kirsty saw Alex, one of the other campers, waving at them from behind the bush. Come on, she said with a smile. Motioning to them, there's plenty of room. The girls slipped behind the bush to join her. Almost immediately, they heard footsteps. Shh! Alex put her finger to her lips. That might be Peter. But it wasn't. Rachel and Kirsty glanced at each other with disappointment as they peeked through the leaves and saw the outline of a pointy nose. It was a goblin, the one who'd lost the bag. Hurry up and hide, Alex called to the goblin. Peter's coming. I'm not playing that silly game, the goblin replied grumpily. I'm looking for something very important. And he moved on. I hear more footsteps, Alex warned Rachel and Kirsty. A moment later, Peter walked by, but he didn't notice them. Alex gave a sigh of relief. I'm going to find my friend Katie and hide with her, she told the girls. Do you want to come? Thanks, Alex, Rachel replied with a smile, but I think we'll stay here. Alex ran off. Ava flew out from behind Kirsty's hair. Let's keep looking, she said. The three friends continued searching the woods. Rachel was concentrating so hard on looking around that she was startled when a rabbit ran past her. With a smile, she watched the rabbit hop into his hole near the roots of a tree. Then Rachel's heart began to thump with excitement. There, caught on the roots of the tree, was a sparkling satin bag. I found it, Rachel gasped. Ava and Kirsty hurried over to Rachel. But before they could grab the bag, they heard footsteps. They immediately all slipped behind the tree closest to them. But to their horror, the goblin they'd seen a little earlier had appeared. Yes, the goblin cried with glee as he spotted the bag. I knew I'd find it again. We have to stop him, Rachel began. Wait, Kirsty clutched her arm. Someone's coming. As the goblin went to pick up the bag, Peter ran down the path. Got you, he said with a smile, grabbing the goblin by the arm. You're out. Let me go, the goblin complained as Peter led him away. He hadn't had a chance to pick up the bag. I'm not playing. But Peter didn't pay any attention. Ava and the girls shared a relieved smile as Peter and the goblin disappeared. Now's our chance, Ava whispered. They rushed out from behind the tree, but before they reached the bag, they heard even more footsteps. It might be Peter coming back, Ava pointed out. Let me turn you into fairies so you won't be spotted. With one swish of Ava's wand, Kirsty and Rachel were showered with fairy dust. Immediately, they shrank down to Ava's size, using their glittering fairy wings to zoom up and hide behind a tree branch with their friend. "Oh no," Rachel gasped in horror. "It's the other goblin." The second goblin began to search around the trees while Ava and the girls all held their breath. Suddenly, he spotted the bag of sunbeam dust and gave a shout of joy. "I found it," the goblin yelled. He grabbed the bag and jumped up and down. "Hooray! Now we won't be in trouble with Jack Frost after all." There was the sound of someone running, and the other goblin rushed through the trees. "Look, I found the magic bag," the second goblin declared. He proudly dangled it in front of the other goblin's face. "Then we've got to get out of here right away," the first goblin panted. "I barely escaped that silly man." "We have to get my bag back," Ava said anxiously as the two goblins hurried off. "What should we do?" "I think I have a plan," Kirsty replied.